Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here to bring you a wig review in partnership with Name Brand Wigs. This is January by Renau in the brand new color Mist. The color code for this is 39/51/60. This is a non-rooted gray, which I know some of you are going to be so excited about. And January is a beloved style by Renau. I'm going to tell you all about this style and this color. We're going to take a look at it inside and outside, and I'm going to tell you all about the cap and everything. So if you want to know more about January or the color Mist, which is brand new, stick around. So grateful to Name Brand Wigs for being my partner on this review, giving me the opportunity to show you this wonderful color, which is brand new by Renau, as well as this style. They are a wonderful online retailer. I will link in the description to this wig on their website. If you use the code Denise 30, you will get 30% off. They are just wonderful. They have a lot of education and a wonderful customer service team. If you need help on your wig wearing journey, you can reach out to them. You can either call them or you can email them support@namebrandwigs.com and they will help you. They're wonderful. Let's take a look at this one from all sides. I absolutely love this style. It is just adorable. It has these just perfect waves, a little bit of a fringe, which you could easily cut into a full bang. It has a full mono top, a lace front. We're going to talk all about that. But it's just such a cute and wearable style. If you like more of a chin length bob, but you like a little bit of wave, a little curl pattern, January should be on your radar. It is a regular synthetic, not heat friendly, not human hair. Fabulous. In addition to the one that I'm going to show you today, they also have January in a fully hand-tied cap. This is not the fully hand-tied cap. And they have it in a petite. This is average. I'll tell you about how it fits me a little bit later in this review. But just know there are multiple options when it comes to January, which is so awesome. When you find a style that you like, it's nice to have options as far as cap construction and size go. Now, like I said, January has a full mono top and a lace front. Let's take a look at that lace front, which is so good, especially in this color, because you don't have any dark knotting to give away that lace front. Take a look at that again. So basically, you can see it right there, and then you can see it melt. Such a good lace front. If you are very concerned about somebody knowing that you have a wig on, a lace front like this is going to make it look like hair is growing out of your scalp, and nobody's gonna know. Quick story. It wasn't this style, but I had on a wig that had a really good lace front like this once. And I went out to happy hour with a bunch of my girlfriends. They all know that I wear wigs. I wear different wigs around them all the time. But in this instance, I was wearing a wig that had an undetectable lace front like this, and all of them thought maybe my hair had grown. None of them thought that was a wig. One of them, as a matter of fact, said, "Wow, I didn't know that your hair had gotten so thick. It looks amazing." And I'm like, "Well, this is a wig." And they're like, "What? No way." And I even went up to one of them and did this and said, "Can't you see?" And she stared and stared and could not see where that wig started because it looks like it's growing out of your scalp. So if you get a good wig with a good lace front, I wouldn't worry about people knowing you have a wig on, because even people who know it's a wig won't believe that when you have a lace front like this. It's so, so good. And in addition to the lace front, the monofilament on top means that you can part this anywhere you want. And that is a hand-tied feature. Both the mono top and the lace front are hand-tied. That does increase the price point of these styles, but what you're trading in dollars out of your pocket, you're gaining realism and very, very natural looking hair. And so if you're someone who really worries about people knowing that you have a wig on, I highly recommend you look for styles like this that have that impeccable lace front and the monofilament, which gives you, not only does it kind of mimic part or I'm sorry, scalp where it's parting. But because this has a full monotop, you can actually part this anywhere you want. So for my wig sisters who do not part their hair on the left going over to the right, most mono part wigs come with a fixed part that is on the left going to the right. If you part on the right going to the left, a full monotop will be a great addition because then you can change that part. Not only that, but if you're someone who likes to style your hair, you can pull this up off of the front because you've got a realistic lace front, because you've got that monofilament, you can pull that up and style it, and it's going to look super realistic. Let's take a look at the inside of the cap since I'm talking about that, and I can show you what I mean. So you've got all of that parting space. For those of you new to wig wearing, I do try to provide extra education about these things, which makes my reviews a little longer, but you can skip ahead if you know these things. This is the ear tab. It's a nice substantial ear tab with a bendable stay, a nice soft velvety material, really comfortable on the head, and what you do is you push that in a little bit with that metal stay, and it gives a really secure fit right at the temples. You've got an extended nape, soft material there, and you've got Velcro adjusters, so you can actually adjust the size of this cap just a little bit, and I love the Velcro adjusters. Really, really easy to work with. The rest of this cap is wefted, as you can see, which gives it really good airflow and keeps it a little bit cooler. And then there's that whole monofilament on top. So all of that is parting space. All of that is hand tied. What makes a difference between hand tied and wefting is the natural movement of the hair. When an individual strand of fiber is hand tied into a cap, it moves like your bio hair, because your bio hair moves on an axis that's in your scalp, and it can kind of move all around. Same with this. On a track, a weft track like this, the hair doesn't move quite as naturally. It's typically not a big problem, but if you're going to be doing a lot of styling, or you're going to be out in very, very windy conditions, sometimes wefting like this can be a little challenge to hide. And so hand-tied features can really, really help. And then again, let's take a look at that beautiful wave and curl pattern. It's so stunning. I'm just really in love with this curl pattern. All right, I'll put it back on now. This is a very lightweight piece. I think it's only 2.9 ounces, 2.9 ounces, something like that. Very, very lightweight. So we've got what I would consider a sort of a light to very low moderate density. I don't want to call it a super light density because I have had wigs that are a little bit lighter than this. What I think contributes to this feeling a little bit full is the curl and wave pattern. It does have a little bit of volume at the sides, but that's because of the waves. This really is not a lot of hair at all. There is the slightest, very slightest bit of permatease right around at the cap. There's not poofy, pillowy permatease on this at all. The very slightest amount of crimpy fibers, which gives this just a tiny bit of lift and helps to keep these curls and waves a little bit lifted. They don't look as smashed to the head as a wig that doesn't have any permatease. But if you don't like permatease, you're trying to avoid permatease, but you want a wave or curl pattern, this is a great option for you because it isn't heavy permatease, it's not super full, and it's going to look great all day long. I really think they did a fantastic job with this one, and it's a very, very popular wig. So if you're looking at this thinking, I typically don't like permatease, I wouldn't worry about that on this one. I would encourage you to give it a try because I think it's just the perfect amount of volume for the style. So before I get to color, I just want to tell you that this is really tuckable because it's a nice light density and there's no thick hair here or permatease. You can absolutely tuck this one. If you have bio hair like I do that doesn't match the color, then you might want to keep a little bit out just to kind of disguise that bio hair, or just get a color that's close to your bio hair, or get a rooted color. That's my go-to because my bio hair is a little bit darker. I tend to get rooted colors. That way I don't have to worry about my bio hair not blending. But you can absolutely tuck this one. It fits me really, really well. John Renau runs very true to average, and I would say this is running very true to average. I get really good coverage from this one. I do tend to get just the tiniest bit of extra cap on the top because I have a very petite over the top of my head measurement. Please look in the description for all of my measurements. You can compare them to yours. I would say this is running very, very true to average. It does have very good stretch, And I do have this cinched in slightly. I have a 22-inch circumference, and it's fitting me with just a little bit of cinching really, really well. So true to average, very, very comfortable. All right, let's talk about color. Mist, brand new color. They just recently released 3 gray colors, and I have already shown 2. Peppercorn and Moonlight, I think it was called. I've already reviewed those 2 colors, so you can go find those on my channel if you are looking for grays and you want to know about those other 2 new grays. But this one is called Mist, and the color code, like I said in the beginning, is 395160. Now, they describe this as a pale gray and sunlit brown hue blend. Let me say that again. Pale gray, sunlit brown hue blend. That's how they describe it. I'm not seeing a lot of brown at all in this. It's very much a kind of a silvery white with a little of a kind of a beigey effect to it. That's probably the brown that they're referring to. A 39 is a light ash brown with 75% gray. A 51 is a gray with 30% brown, and a 60 is a silver white. Now, based on my piece that I have and my experience with this piece, it is very heavy, I would say, on the silver white. There is a little bit of a light peppery color that's probably like the brown. It's not a black. So I just did Peppercorn by John Renau, and that's a black. It's a 1B. This is not dark like that. This is very much just like a kind of a standard gray that's not heavy on the pepper. Now, I will just tell you guys, these colors are very hard to show because there's, with the white, it's really hard for cameras to pick that up and not throw off the white balance. I will get outside for you guys so you can see this outside. But I would just say if you're looking for something that's not a bright, brilliant white, but you want it leaning toward the silver and not as much of any of the pepper or the darker color, Mist is a great option. It's very light on any of the darker, and the darker is more brown than anything. It's not really pepper, it's more brown. And then again, no rooting. So for those of you who are frustrated with how many grays are out there that are rooted, which isn't really how our bio hair grays typically, then you will be happy that this is not like that. Beautiful color. Just a beautiful, very, very kind of ashy, muted, silvery gray. All right, you guys, let's get outside so you can see this outside. I'll tag some pictures on the end. Once again, I want to thank Name Brand Wigs. They are wonderful to work with and a great resource for all of us wig sisters. Please check them out, and I hope you'll watch me in my next video. I'll talk to you soon. All right, friends, here we are outside. We have had a ridiculous amount of snow. I think we have 3 feet of snow. So I'm just going to do the best I can with the limited space that I have to work. Actually, the sun is actually out. It's crazy. The weather's been awful. I wish I had a dark background, but I don't. So we're just going to do the best we can. Here you see, hopefully, what I mean by the lighter brown that's in here. Beautiful, beautiful. Silvery gray, not really white, no black. I hope that helped. Thanks for watching.
Mm-hmm.